Chaves County Board of Commissioners, please stand. Commissioner Taylor, would you lead us in honoring this great nation?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Bill Berry, would you lead us in a word of prayer?
Father, we come to you this morning. We thank you for this day, and we thank you for this great country. And Lord, we just ask that you keep your hand on us, and as the decisions we make today, Father, that they will reflect you and your Son, Jesus. And we pray in his name. Amen.
Amen. Please, Jesus, give us some more rain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Miss Cindy Fuller, do we have a quorum?
Mr. Chairman, good morning. Yes, you do have a quorum.
Thank you. Approval of minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes from March 18th meeting. Thank you, Cindy. Now that I'm the minute hawk, I read them and they were fine.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Taylor to approve the minutes from the Chaves County Board of Commission meeting on March 18th. Any further question or discussion? Hello, popcorn. Any further question or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Pass, the minutes pass unanimously. All right, so we're going to move on to some proclamations, and first one is going to be the character counts proclamation. Do we have somebody from Character Counts that's here today? Oh, Mr. Fuller. Well, before I read this, would you like to say anything, or do you want to wait until after I read it?
I had to delay it because of COVID, so we're going to do it the first week of May.
Okay.
Still do all the activities with crunching and so we're actually expanding it this year to include the trash cleanup day. So we're excited.
Good, good. All right, character counts, week spring 2021 proclamation. Whereas young people will be the stewards of our communities, nation, and world in critical times, and the present and future well-being of our society require an involved, caring citizenry with good character. And whereas concerns about the character, training of children have taken on a new sense of urgency as violence by and against youth threatens the physical and psychological well-being of the nation. And whereas, more than ever, children need strong and constructive guidance from their families and their communities, including schools, youth organizations, religious institutions, and civic groups. And whereas the character of a nation is only as strong as the character of its individual citizens and the public, good benefits when young people learn that good character counts in personal relationships, in school, and in the workplace. And whereas scholars and educators agree that people do not automatically develop good character, and therefore conscientious efforts must be made by youth-influencing institutions and individuals to help young people develop the essential traits and characteristics that comprise good character. And whereas character development is first and foremost an obligation of families through efforts by faith communities, schools, and youth. Civic and human service organizations also play a very important role in supporting family efforts by fostering and promoting good character. And whereas in July 1992, the Aspen Declaration was written by an eminent group of educators, youth leaders, and ethics scholars for the purpose of articulating a coherent framework for character education appropriate to a diverse and pluralistic society. And whereas the Aspen Declaration states that effective character education is based on core ethical values which form the foundation of a democratic society: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. And these 6 pillars of character transcend cultural, religious, and socioeconomic differences. And whereas the Aspen Declaration states that the character and conduct of our youth reflect the character and conduct of society, therefore, every adult has a responsibility to teach and model the core ethical values, and every social institution has the responsibility to promote the development of good character. Now, therefore, the County of Chaves does hereby endorse the 6 pillars of character and urges all citizens to seek out opportunities to emphasize these core ethical values and model these traits of good character in an ongoing commitment to promote character development and ethical behavior in the youth of our community. Further, the County of Chaves and the cities of Chaves County declare the week commencing the first Monday in May as Character Counts Week in Dexter, Hagerman, Lake Arthur, and Roswell, and call on the people of Chaves County and interested groups to embrace the 6 pillars of character and observe that week with appropriate ceremonies and activities. Dated this 15th day of April, 2021. Come on up, Tim. You're running this rodeo. We'll get a picture up here with you. Okay, you run a great program, and if there's any point in time in this country's history, now is the time that we need these character traits to be instilled in our kids.
One, two, three. And Lisa's getting a picture too.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, good
Appreciate
job.
y'all all you do for the community. Now, Commissioner Bilberry is going to read a proclamation for one of our long outstanding servers, people that serve Chaves County, Mr. Mark Willard.
It's my pleasure to read this. It's Mark Willard Day. Whereas Mark Willard has worked in Chaves County Assessor's Office for the past 29 years, and whereas during his tenure as the Assessor's Office, Mr. Willard has held the position of appraiser and chief deputy assessor and has served as the Chaves County Assessor for 3.5 terms, and whereas the Chaves County Assessor's Office has become the go-to office in the state of New Mexico to get answers in a variety of questions, and whereas during Mr. Willard's tenure, Chaves County has been instrumental in creating stability and property assessments, and whereas the Chaves County Board of Commissioners recognize Mr. Willard's accomplishments and contributions and thank him for his dedication, service to the citizens of Chaves County. Now, therefore, the Chaves County Board of Commissioners do here proclaim Friday, April 30th, 2021 as Mark Willard Day in Chaves County. Thank you, Mark.
Come on up, Mark.
There's a plaque. It says, in appreciation for your 28.5 years of outstanding service and commitment to the citizens of Chaves County as appraiser, deputy assessor, county assessor from 1992 to 2021, presented by the Board of Commissioners. Thank you, Mark.
Look to the left.
Here you go, Mark.
Mark, before you get back to your chair, you want to come to the podium and give us some words of wisdom for all those years that you've taken care of Chaves County down there in the assessor's office?
Well, it's been a blessing and a privilege to work with Chaves County all these years. Ron and I made a great team. We were one of the premier offices, assessor's offices in the state. I've got some things that I'm wanting to accomplish, and I feel like I needed to retire to get them done. So it's been my honor to work with you guys.
Well, thank you for your service, and I would probably say not just the state of New Mexico, but probably this country. So you guys have been appreciated for all the hard work you've done over the last 30 years.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
All right, next item on our agenda, we have a presentation by Mr. Troy Thompson with the Chaves County Extension Service. Come on down, Troy.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. I'm Troy Thompson. This is Andrea Stapp, and she's going to visit with you in a minute, too. We're here representing the Chaves County, NMSU, Chaves County Extension Office, and handed out a little booklet there for you. We just want to tell you we appreciate your support over the years. We've always all worked as a good team, and we appreciate it, all your support, and we're always there if you have any questions for us. Like I said, my name's Troy Thompson. I grew up here in Chaves County, graduated from Dexter High School, moved here when my dad became the Chaves County Extension Ag Agent, which I am now. I've just been here a couple years so far, though. So looking forward to more years. Like I said, we all work as a team. We've got a good team at our office. We're down one right now. Shannon Wooten retired, and she deserved to retire. She'd been doing it a long time. So we found out yesterday that we have a position open now. We've got the flyers out. We're advertising. So if you guys know anybody who wants to be an Extension Agriculture, Family, and Consumer Science agent, we're looking. We've had quite a few challenges over the last year, as everybody well knows. The booklet we gave you is pared down from the ones in the past. We kind of hit the highlights. There's some 2019 stuff and some 2020 things in there. We tried to make it a little bit shorter and easier for you to read, but hit all the high points. As an agriculture agent, I deal with the farmers and ranchers and dairymen, and I also deal with the urban horticulture. I go check people's trees and grass and so forth and so on, and help them with their soil questions and their water questions. So a wide variety of different things. Put on workshops for pesticide CEUs and pruning workshops, various other things. Always looking for more things to add to the community. So if you guys ever think of anything that you need in the ag world, any kind of programs or workshops, we'll be glad to look into them and see if we can do something with that. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to let Andrea talk for a minute. She's the really busy one with all the 4-H stuff. And if you have any questions, I'll be right here.
All right, good morning. Thank you for having us today. If you can see me over your podium, I need a step stool. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of our 4-H program, kind of over the last 2 years, just because we didn't get to come talk to you last year and or the year before last, and last year was a little bit of a dud. So in the previous years, we've had roughly 260 to 290 youth in Chaves County involved in the 4-H program. We did drop last year just because COVID hit right when our enrollment period was ending, so that did affect our numbers a little bit. But we have kept our 8 traditional 4-H clubs. I was having a separate Clover Bud meeting for those 5 to 8 year olds that are non-competitive, but saw that the ones that continue through the program are the ones that also attend those 8 traditional club meetings with their older siblings. So before COVID hit, I was transitioning to where those Clover Buds were having separate conjoined meetings with those traditional clubs. And in just the couple meetings that we had before March hit, those parents really expressed how they enjoyed just being able to attend 1 month or one meeting a month versus having to go take one kid to their traditional club and then also taking their Clover Bud to a second club. So we're continuing to try to transition those Clover Buds into that traditional club so that we can keep those 4-H kids from the time that they're 5 all the way through the program. We have a county council, and it's usually 10 to 11 youth that are elected into those offices. They are trained by, it was Shannon and I, in parliamentary procedure, setting goals, how to run a meeting, and their responsibilities for those offices. And then those officers then went and trained the club leaders of all of our 8 clubs and taught them what their duties were. So we had the kids training the kids. Those officers also got to serve as pages on the House floor the last 2 years. We've taken about 9 of them up to Santa Fe. They get to tour the Roundhouse, visit with our county reps and senators, and then also serve and see how Parley Pro is at the government level. We do community service. We do a lot of fair cleanup, and last year, even with COVID, we had a club take baked goods to our service, our first responders. So even during that time, they were still thinking of community service things to do. Project workshops, shooting sports is one of our big projects in Chaves County. We have 32% or more of our enrollment that participate in 4-H shooting sports. We offer 4 disciplines: 22 rifle, air rifle, 22 pistol, shotgun, and archery. Archery is probably one of our biggest ones. We have certified leaders that instruct those youth, and so they are very safe on the line and learn how to properly handle and care for those firearms. We also offer jewelry, beginning leather, braiding dog, small engines, horse, sewing, which Shannon was our big sewing and quilting. So we've lost that, but I've recruited her to do some more this year, so even though she's retired. I will say our horse program our workshops has been a real benefit to the county. We had a handful of kids participating in the horse project, and now we're about up to 25 kids that are participating in that, so that's really exciting to see, and now we're incorporating rodeo with that as well. I enjoy animal science. I have 2 animal science degrees, but when it comes to livestock showing, there is a lot to learn, and I'm just not quite there yet. So I started a livestock ambassador program 2 years ago to recruit those senior age kids that have been showing those livestock and know the ins and out of it, to be a resource to new and younger members, to train them in how to show and raise those livestock. So I started with the poultry and rabbit in 2019 ambassador. They did a beginning workshop to give information on people that were interested in that project, and then also did a hands-on workshop in the summer to help them prepare for fair. Last year I added a market goat and a beef ambassador, and they were able to do their beginning workshops, but we were not able to do that hands-on one during the summer because we got shut down. So I kind of put a pause in that one until this fall, next October, when we can kind of start back as a little bit more normal. So I'm encouraged to continue that program, and I've had some good feedback from parents already that have enjoyed having those senior members as a resource for those younger members. During last year, we weren't able to really have much hands-on at all. So our office worked with the Healthy Kids Chaves County and produced videos. So everyone in our office produced videos that we posted on our Facebook page to encourage youth to be active. Even though they were at home doing school, we wanted them to stay active and healthy. And so I produced 5. One of them actually got selected to be on the National 4-H blog, 4-H at Home. So that was really exciting, and we've had some good feedback from those. At the end of the year, we have youth, or we encourage youth to do a record book, which is an accumulation of everything they did that year, and it's a financial summary as well of how much they spent on their projects, what they got awarded from the fairs, and everything like that. We had 39 entered last year that covered 160 projects. We normally do a big awards program and hand out all their awards. This last year we did a virtual one and share that on Facebook as well. Just to touch on some school enrichment, last year before we got shut down, I was able to work with Wings for Life in the after-school program and did some 4-H weaving and talked about the 4-H program with those kids. And then in the spring of 2019, because I wasn't able to do it in 2020, I did the Egg to Chick program with 8 fifth grade classes. And that's always a fun project, and I really enjoy going into the schools and teaching them about not just the embryology, but also where their food comes from. So we talk about how we start with an egg, we get a chick, that raises that grows into a chicken, and we can either keep that as a laying hen or we can eat it and make some chicken nuggets. So also we do our annual Progressive Ag Safety Days for our 3rd graders in Chaves County. We were able to do that in 2019, but got canceled in 2020, and we postponed it till next year to start that back up. But we reach about 900 students and teachers with that program. And then also with our Kids, Cows, and More with the 4th graders that we have come out to the fairgrounds, and they learn about agriculture in Chaves County. So that's just kind of a highlight. I talked fast. Some of the things I talked about aren't in the booklet just because I ran out of room and time to get that in there. But if you ever have any questions, I'd be more than happy to discuss anything with you.
Told you she stayed busy.
So we're looking forward to a more normal year so we can do more stuff.
Commissioners, any questions or comments?
Thank you guys
Mr.
for all you do.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to say thank you very much on behalf of the shooting sports. I was involved with the Trap Club when y'all came on. As a person who participates in shooting sports, I appreciate it because we were worried. Us old shooters were getting older and we didn't know where the next generation. We had tried everything. We had been on radio, newspaper, talking to different civic clubs about shooting sports, and nobody was interested. So thank you very much for partnering with the Trap Club, the Skeet Club, and bringing up that next generation of shooters, because it's a great program, and plus not only bringing the kids but bringing the parents as well.
Oh, yeah.
And they're enjoying it too. So we really appreciate that, because we have seen around the state of New Mexico, a lot of the shooting sports centers are going away because there's nobody interested in it. So I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate having us be a partner, the Trap Club, the Skeet Club, and the SAS Club. I really appreciate that because it's a great partnership. And it's wonderful to see those kids going to competition. I mean, our instructor, John Thosen, was just beaming when the kids do so well up there. He came home all puffed up, and he had to call me and tell me, Derek, you should have seen our group. It was great. So we really appreciate that. And Troy, my neighbor says that I'm supposed to call you. You're supposed to come out and look at my trees.
Brian.
Yes. Brian, every time he calls me and he says, did you call Troy? He's worried about my trees. We pruned my trees. He said when he pruned them all, there must be 1,000 pinon trees out there on my property by the time we got finished. But he said, you need to call Troy. He's got to come out and look at your trees. There's something wrong with your trees. So I will be calling you.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's because you let Brian prune your trees.
Yeah, he kind of went a little crazy, but they look beautiful. It's just that, yeah, they need some love. So I don't know how to give them love. So you're supposed to teach me how to,
All right.
what I'm supposed to do. Thank you. I appreciate everything that you do. My girls were involved with 4-H and FFA back in the day. So, yeah, so I appreciate it. It's not like when I grew up, it's not about rabbits and cows and all that. It's so much more.
Yes.
It's so much more. And that's what we really need to tell kids is 4-H is more than that. Because I was a little leery when my girls came in. I said, I'm not raising another rabbit. I raised way too many growing up, and I'm done with animals. And so, yeah, they got into so much more with the 4-H and FFA. So appreciate that. Appreciate it. Hopefully we can help you get the message out to kids and parents too. Thank you.
Thank you. I was gonna mention a couple of things real quick. I forgot to mention, this month we're taking soil temperatures. They're in the paper, they're on our Facebook page. Some of the other media outlets have them, kind of giving everybody a chance to know when to plant. So we usually do it the whole month of April. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, you can look in the paper or on our Facebook page. And also, once a month, we have a spot on KND radio that we talk about stuff that's going on. So that's the third Tuesday of every month. So if you're interested in that, we'll be on there too. But we appreciate everything from y'all. And if you ever have any questions or problems, holler at us. Anybody else have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but I would just like to compliment you guys. My wife teaches 3rd grade over at Nancy Lopez, and she just loves working with you guys. I mean, I think she's got, I don't know if you're doing the chick program with any of the other schools, but at the moment, because of COVID, but I think she's got like 10 chicks right now that she started with, and Mrs. Andrea Moore back in the back helped provide the eggs to go ahead and create those chicks. So, Andrea, I hope you're ready for some chicks. Also, she loves working with Becky Joyce and Paula Camp. I mean, she's got an amazing garden growing right now out on the playground there at Nancy Lopez. And so, you guys are doing great things for this community, and we really, really appreciate you guys. You guys go on the show with Mike in the mornings?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
good.
our third Tuesday.
That's your third Tuesday. Okay, good. And I bet you guys know Crystal Eldridge. You ought to give her a call and see if she's looking for a change of venue as far as jobs are concerned. So anyway, thank you
Okay.
guys so much.
All right. Thank you.
So much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Let it rain.
Oh,
Yeah.
Senator Jennings has something to
Mr. Chairman, you know, sometimes it's kind of strange, but you know how he got here? You know, we used to have an agent, John Chappell. This is before most of you guys were born, but we had John Chappell and Alameda Goolsby. And they were our agents forever here. And John Chappell had a brother, and those, I don't think they were twins, but anyway. And lo and behold, John Chappell retired, and Alameda retired just after that. But when I was a county commissioner, they came in and they said, okay, they're gonna retire. And so Dick Corn, I think it's Dick Corn and Dick Bean and I were on the commission then, but I said, well, how do they pick our agent? And when they looked it up in the statute, and it's in here for the county commission to set up, you set up a committee, and the committee picks. You know, goes and interviews the people, and they pick your agent. Well, what happened was New Mexico State kept sending, they would just send you your agent and said, here's your agent. So we told wrote New Mexico State letter and said, we appointed this committee, and so we did, and they sent us our agent. And our committee said, we want to interview all the applicants. And they said, no, this is your agent. And we said, the law says, and so the agent they sent us wasn't the one that our committee picked. They picked Bill Thompson. And that's how we got Bill Thompson here, because our committee picked him over another guy who ended up in another county just south of us. But, you know, that's how it all happened. And I can only tell you that all the time his daddy was in that office, he provided us some of the best leadership, the same quality as John Chappell and his brother, who were rated excellent, was always great. And you know, I hear the same thing about his son. And I think what the greatest testimony to the guy, to elected government and to his daddy, is how well this man has done in his office. And it should be said, and on a day where we recognize, you know, Mark Willard, I mean, you know, the people from here our standard and do a good job. Ron Lefkoe, even, and Mark, even though they're Republicans, they were known as straight shooters in the state, and they did a good job. But so was his daddy, and so's he. And that just should be, it's something to say where representative government does work, and it's good. And I don't even hardly know Troy, but except I don't want to fight him. But it's good, and it's how well it does work, and it's great.
Thank you.
Senator, thank you for sharing that history with us. Real quick, get some updates from our Roswell Chamber of Commerce, and then we'll hear from our EDC. Come on down, Ms. Moore.
Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, commissioners. Thank you for having me this morning. We're just continuing with the good works that we've been doing at the Chamber since August of 2020. The Roswell Now magazine is in the post office, so however long it takes for the post office to deliver the magazine is when it will be delivered to your doorstep. It is completely.
Post office or Lubbock's?
Well, it's actually coming out of Denver, so that's the printing company that we had used. So however long it takes to get shipped from Denver down to Roswell is how long it's going to take till it hits your doorstep. We do have the electronic version posted on our Facebook page, and I'm going to make sure that Brian puts a link to that electronic version in our email on Friday when we do our email blast. We are opening business after hours starting in June, and the staff is ready for nothing but partying for June, July, and August, because as things start to open up, we traditionally only do 2 business after hours a month. But because of COVID and being shut down, I've told everybody, if somebody wants a business after hours, June, July, or August, schedule it. We're going to celebrate every single business that wants to open and have people in there. And then starting September 1st, we're going to go back to the 2 business after hours a month. So that way we can get a break. Because I think over the summertime, as people are opening, we need to definitely be there and uplift every one of our businesses that have made it through the trying times that we've had this last year. And other than that, it's just going. Oh, we are almost finished with our 3-year fiscal audit that was requested by the city. I will be very happy when we are finally finished with all of that. I believe we've submitted the last information on our end yesterday. So we're hoping to have that 3rd year's audit completed by next week. So all 3 fiscal years will be done, presented to the city council. I'm anticipating in May. And then, of course, we will have that up on our Facebook page, on our website, because they are public records for everybody to see.
Thank you, Commissioners. Any questions? Any updates? All right. Thank you. Appreciate all you're doing for this community.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Mike Espiritu, or better known as Mike E. in my book.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. It's always good to see you. I'll try to be as brief as possible. A couple of updates. I think last month I mentioned about our facade grant program that we have to help promote our small businesses downtown Roswell. And it's a matching grant up to $5,000 for them to improve the exterior part of their building to help them with their businesses. We recently awarded a couple of more grants this year above our budget, but we wanted to help those businesses be successful. And the reason I bring up the program is because we have elected to change that program. It used to be called the Downtown Roswell Facade Grant Program, but it's now called the Chaves County Facade Grant Program. We have opened up the entire county to any business in our county that needs help. And I think that's really important for our smaller communities in the Lower Valley. So I just want to share that with you. I'm pretty excited about that as it moves forward. One of the areas that we've been very busy with this past month, a little bit over a month, is supporting one of our local hospitals here with trying to get businesses that have workers and people that need to get the COVID vaccine. As you know, as you may be aware, that the vaccines are here, obviously. The hospital's been giving them out, but the problem has been that they have not had enough people, and they were worried about vaccines being wasted. So we've been pretty much working every day to get as many as 10 to 50 people lined up with local folks throughout our county to get them more to get their vaccines earlier than losing those opportunities. You may have seen or heard some jet aircraft flying around a little bit different. The Navy's been here for about 3 weeks. They were only supposed to be here for a couple of weeks at the Air Center for some pilot training. Why is that important to the EDC? Well, because they bring a lot of funds, a lot of money with them as a entity when they come here to visit our county. We hosted a couple receptions. The chairman, Kavin, was there, and to welcome the pilots, but more importantly, encourage them to return and keep returning to consider Roswell as a place not only to do their training, but maybe possible relocation in the future. Spent a lot of time with those young aviators, and yes, they're young. They look like children to me, but and to the chairman. But suffice to say, we appreciate what they bring and what they're doing, and it was a very enlightening time with them. You may have noticed the Spring River Apartment Phase 2 complex being started up on Sycamore and College. That's about a $25 million investment project, and the owner has invested quite a bit of money out of his own pocket as well. But they are doing the groundwork now, and it's about a 12-month build. But we anticipate that to continue to hopefully move along really well. We have a meeting this afternoon with the city to discuss some things, but I think the project should move along nicely. I'm hopeful. You know, Melissa Juarez with our office is our project manager. She handles a lot of different things with projects, but one of the areas she does handle also is our marketing. As you know, we have a very strong excuse me, we have a very strong website presence and Facebook presence, and I think what's really important about that is we continually update our website. We have job postings down for a number of local businesses. We have educational opportunities in there as well. We have updated our COVID resources page to make sure people know what's available, because there's a lot of things that are being talked about, and some people are just confused by all the different programs, so we're trying to break through that. And lastly, as you know, back a few months ago, when we started this, supporting our local businesses with a PPP and those initial grants and things are out there, we went out and visited a lot of people. And in the course of that, I may have mentioned to you, I forget because it's been a little while since I've talked about it, but as a result of those visits with local business people throughout our county, that it became apparent that so many businesses in Chaves County do not speak English. And as a result, we are working to help that by putting now our website into Spanish and things like that to reach people that may not be able to read English and be able to get the information they need, especially in the COVID arena. So we look very forward to that project, and hopefully that'll be done in the near future. This past month alone, Irma Perez, you may know Irma, she visited over 50 businesses in Chaves County and the city of Roswell. And I think what's notable about that is that the BRNE, Business Retention Expansion visits that she does is so important to local businesses, but also gives us a good idea of what the challenges are out there. And I will share with you that the hospitality sector, as we know, it was the hardest hit. Our restaurants are still struggling. By far, every restaurant owner I've spoken with, or my team's spoken with, have struggled with staffing, and I think that's going to continue to be an issue for a while. And then also from the hotel industry, that's picked up now that we're in the turquoise level. And talking with a local GM yesterday, they believe that they're on a good pathway now. I'm hopeful the restaurants are able to get a better, stronger foothold. It's nothing they're not doing. It's just an issue of having enough staffing. And we'll continue to help that with our job postings page and still continue to reach out to people to help them get the employees they need. Which brings me to the apprenticeship programs that I've talked about before. As you know, we've embarked on this journey with our state, Workforce Solutions folks, local companies. We in Chaves County are probably leading, I think, in my opinion, leading the state in apprenticeship programs. In fact, the sheriff and I had a conversation just last night about how we can continue to help our local law enforcement with programs to help bring young people up to help fill the spots that we need that in our own community with jobs, great jobs, and great opportunities. So we look forward to that. Other industries are getting involved. The lady that handles that for this region, her office has grown, her staff has grown as a result of the work in Chaves County. So I think we're well on a good pathway to help create the workforce we need. Because I believe if we don't grow our own, it's going to be it's a little tougher to get them to come here. And if we grow our own, they're going to stay. They're from here, and I think that's a wonderful piece. Lastly, I've mentioned to you about the General Mechanical Technician Certification Program at Eastern. We did receive feedback from some local business people, and we hope to get that instituted in the next class and provide those certifications. It's a combination of different industrial learnings, teachings, offerings, and provide a certification so a person can get this training and go to work. It may not be a aircraft mechanic, but he certainly, or she, may have the skills to help them in other areas. We need general mechanical people in a number of fields, from the dairies to Leprino to, you name it. So everyone needs those type of skill sets, and we're hopeful that program will certainly help those type of companies. We are getting ready for the MRO show at the end of the month. It's the first trade show I've been to in a very long time, and we have several appointments already with companies, and we're pretty excited about telling them the Roswell, Chaves County story, and consider us as the home for the new expansion if they choose to continue that. But we look forward to doing that. I stand for any questions, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners.
Commissioners, any questions? Mike, is that MRO show, is that virtual or in person, and where is it going to be at?
It's both, and it's in Florida. The number of participants has been growing. When I first looked at the show, it was supposed to be, in fact, last year it was virtual. This year was supposed to be all virtual, but they've changed that model now to both. The city of Roswell does have a booth, and of course I'll support that to some degree, but my whole role is to go visit companies and people and talk to them personally in a sales type call, if you will, versus just sitting in a booth and, with a fishing pole out there. So hopefully we'll get out there and talk to folks.
Are we finally on our way with the Ascent project?
The Ascent project is moving along. They are finalizing the contracts, and hopeful that those will all be, executed. And I don't know of any hiccups at this point, but I do know that they're still moving forward. So when that is finalized, I'll certainly will make you aware of that.
Okay. All right. Thank you and thank you to you and to Andrea for coming in and keeping us informed on projects and things that you guys are doing for this community. You guys are greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners.
All right. Well, Elise is cleaning the podium. We're fixing to start into some hearings on road issues, and so just that everybody understands real quick that, last month we took the recommendations from the freeholders, and this month we're going to be going through the hearings. So if there's anybody who is opposed or appreciates what the freeholders came up with in their proposals to these to this road hearing, there won't be any decisions made today, because next week we as county commissioners will go out and actually view those roads, and then next month is when we'll actually make a decision on these, whether they're vacancies or taking them on or whatever may be. So with that being said, we're going to start with number one, which is a new road request application by Timmy Paul Taylor, and they are asking for the county to accept Thunder Road, which is approximately 2,620 feet, as a new road. The freeholders recommended that this application be approved. With that being said, is there anybody in the audience that is in favor of this? If you are in favor, if you would, please come to the podium, state your name and your address, and give us your opinion in favor of it. So, anybody else? Anybody in favor of it? I saw a hand raised back there, so, but, okay. If you don't want to come speak on it, you don't have to. So, anybody else that is in favor of this?
She's got a question.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Go-
How do you get on the list to get on the road improvement?
Excuse me, real quick. Are you asking as far as having your road approved or having your road vacated?
How do you get on
Okay, so in December, you had the opportunity to fill out an application. And if my memory serves me, it costs $250
To vacate a road, there's a fee for a road vacation of $250. All other road status changes or new road requests, there's no charge for that. But we advertise in December. We take applications till first or second week in February, and we only do this once a year. So first or second week in February, the applications will close, and then we start the process there. And it goes from about February till May in a typical year to get through the process. There are several steps.
And if it's a county road, you don't have to pay that.
Ma'am, the only time you would pay a fee is if there was a county road and you asked that road be vacated or closed, given back to the to private property, and that's the only time there's a fee.
So I have to wait till December of this year?
Yes, ma'am. Watch the newspaper around December, and there will be an advertisement that says it's coming up. If you will leave your name at the front desk, we try to keep a copy of people who inquire throughout the year and let them know as soon as the applications are available. We will call you and let you know that to get your application in. Thank you.
Okay, back to the first one, Thunder Road. Anybody here who is in favor of the county accepting Thunder Road as proposed? Anybody in favor? Going once, going twice. Do we have anybody on the Facebook who's asking to speak on that? Okay. Anybody who is opposed to the county taking over Thunder Road? Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed? Anybody on Facebook?
No.
Okay. Commissioners, any discussion on that? Seeing none, let's move on to application number 2, which is by Floyd Osborne, is asking the county to accept Stagecoach Road, which is approximately 5,900 feet as a new road. Freeholders recommend this application to be approved. Anybody in the audience or out on Facebook that are in favor of the county accepting Stagecoach Road as proposed? Anybody in favor? Anybody in favor? Anybody on Facebook that's in favor of it?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody opposed to the county taking over this road? Anybody opposed? Anybody on Facebook opposed to it?
No, sir.
Going once, going twice. Commissioners, let's go ahead and move on to application 3. Application 3 is Kay Whitefoot is asking for the county to assume maintenance on Tierra Grande Boulevard, which is approximately 3,100 feet. Freeholders recommend that this application be approved. Anybody who is in favor? Anybody who is in favor in the audience?
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
if I could point out that applications 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all applications by Kay Whitefoot, who put them in for the Buena Vida Association.
Okay.
And so all 4 of those roads are in that area.
So you want to go ahead and do all 4 of them together?
That's your call, sir.
Well, if I don't hear any dissent on that, let's go ahead and handle all four. Number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6, which are all out in Buena Vista. We have Valita Drive, Waka Rosa Lane, and El Dorado Lane, all out in the Buena Vista area, all proposed by Kate Whitefoot. Anybody who is in favor of this? Anybody who's in favor? You got a hand up back there? I'm not sure if we can let you come talk. Please come to the podium and state your name and address, please.
My name is Neil Rowe. Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. I live at 110 Roswell Street, at 110 Roswell, Minnesota. And I am in favor of all 4 of the roads for the status change. 3 of them are all contiguous. They just go around off of Terrible on their main road coming into the development. And then a couple turns later, hit those other 2 roads. And then they tie back in to Terra Grande again at the very end. That there's the one other road which is not part of those 3, but they just up the road from. So I am in favor of all 4 roads for the road status change. And if that's not short enough for me, then I don't know what it is.
Well done.
And no questions, and I'm here, and then we try to be out there, a few of us, to greet you and show you the way if we need to, and answer any questions when you're out there. And in my case, Wednesday's the only day that I know of that I have time with a doctor appointments in the morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And I saw a hand raised back there in favor, and or a couple hands. So you guys are fine. If you want to come speak, you can. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Anybody else out there in Facebook land or?
Gentleman standing in the back.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Nobody on Facebook? We've got those that are in favor. Okay, is there anybody who is opposed to or not in favor of the county accepting these roads as far as maintenance? Anybody who is opposed to this? Facebook land? Okay. One comment, are you going to show us the new plans for the clubhouse out there? Just, yeah. Okay. Okay, so next we have road vacation requests.
Mr. Chairman.
Oh, I apologize, Mr. Zell.
Back on 3, I've got a question for Lewis. After having read both the old and new ordinance on addressing, I don't remember that Boulevard was one of the approved names.
Chairman and Commissioners, these names were established when the plat was approved, and so they'll continue with their current names.
Perfect, that's all I needed.
Commissioners, any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to road vacation request. So number 7 is Woodbine Way. We have, and I'm gonna, can you pronounce that Adelante or?
Adelante Farms.
Okay, I was close. Adelante Farms is requesting the vacation of approximately 7,602 feet of Woodbine Way, C1-251 from the east side of the Hagerman Canal to the end of Oasis Road. Freeholders agreed that this road meets the requirements to be considered for vacation. Anybody in the audience that is in favor of this vacation of this road? Anybody in the audience who's in favor of the vacation of this road? Come on up, state your name and address, please.
My name is Chad Barbie. Address is 3967 Woodbine Way. Same story as last year, just trying to clean up the traffic and trash. it's gotten better since we closed Oasis last year, but we still have a few issues, and still the same story. Nobody needs to be out there. There's no reason except for us, so that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else that's in favor? Anybody else who's in favor of vacating this road?
I'm in favor of it, but he pretty much spoke for me.
Thank you. Anybody else in Facebook?
No, sir.
Anybody else? Oh,
Kim Harvey, I'm a partner at Monte Farms, I'm also in favor.
thank you. Anybody else? Going once, going twice, nobody in Facebook?
No, sir.
Okay. Any opposed? Anybody in the audience that is opposed? Please come up and state your name and address, please.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Tim Jennings. My address is 3968 Cottonwood Lane. On behalf of our family, which has had a piece of property on the river there since in the 1940s. We have a property on the river that's 40 acres that is surrounded by this. I attended all the freeholder meetings that were there, and I missed one last meeting last week because I was out of town, and I spoke in favor of closing the last road that you closed last year through the Oasis Dairy and this road, but I have a conditional easement, or that we would like an easement to our property. We think we have that now. As probably the longest person in the area, because our family has owned that 40 acres on the river since 1940, in the 40s, and we have maintained it in every way we can. They drilled an oil well on there at one time, and all the easements that went on through there, all the money that was attained from any road work that was down to the river to our property, we've done what I consider our part to maintain it to the best we can for access to that property. In the 80s, and that's how people are going there now, generally. And in the 80s, the Salese, who are immediately across the river from us, we had the river, the course of the river, we had a number of acres of property that belonged to the Salese. They were on our side of the river, and we purchased that land from them to maintain that because it was, the Salese had no access to it, and we trying to be good neighbors. We paid for what the land that we acquired there in the 80s. I think we have made numerous attempts to be good neighbors. We fenced our property in back years ago, and so we have maintained our property all the time. My brother, oldest brother, Jimmy, the Oasis Farm, as you probably would remember, was owned by the Clardy family. We have never had any problems for access in that property through the Clardy's ownership and everything, but we were very close family friends. Mr. Carl Clardy was my brother's godfather. So our family has been involved in that property and access to that property since the 40s. And back in those days, you didn't have to have a written easement or a license to get across to your property. It's fine. We have gone basically the same way. Adelante Farms has a significant problem with the Oasis Farm because when they paved that road through there, a lot of people went through there, went right through their headquarters, and they had a problem. I didn't object, our family did not object to any of the closure of the first road, and we haven't objected to the closure of this road unless it denies our access to our property. There is no other access to this property but except that way. It would virtually make our property 100% useless because you can't get in. I've given to you a copy, which I think this is a very fair deal. There's one called a road license agreement, which is 3 pages, which I've received from the Barbies about the restrictions on gaining access to property that we have had for 75 or 80 years. And And so, and that's a 3-page document, and I also have an agreement that we have for a grant of right-of-way or easement, which is 2 pages long. And what it does, it says, the agreement, you can read the 2 agreements, but the real meat of the thing is on the second paragraph, is on the grantor, where it says grant of right-of-way easement. You know, it says that we will continue along, follow the parcels on existing roadways or other such roadways as would be agreed by both parties. Keeping in mind that if for the access for the oil company, although it was across them, all the money and everything into that road that was there, that's there now, it was constructed. You could still get through it. It's all fine. And they've had use of it as well. And so everybody has benefited from the access to that property already. But we have had continual use of that land for access without anything else, without any, I mean, we've just been using it since we acquired the property. It's 40 acres. It's not. We use it for recreation and using things on the, you know, going to the river on private property, and we haven't done anything else. But I think between the 2 agreements, I believe ours is just maintaining the status quo the way it is now. Don't have any problem. I understand the problems the Barbies have with people going in and going right through their property and stealing stuff and everything else. It hadn't been us stealing anything. But you tell me, what value of property do you have? What does it do to the value of our property if there is no access to it? And we got 40 acres that belongs to us, but no one can get to it. And yet we've had it for all these years, been good neighbors, and never, I don't believe we've ever caused the Barbies a problem at all. At one time in the 80s, Mr. Krakowski, who was the predecessor, said, no, we can't go in there. And my dad wrote him a letter, and they opened it right up. Because we've been using the same access since in the 40s. And when I read this agreement yesterday, and we wrote, I mean, there's letters in our file where we wrote when this road closure came up, and in the past, where we wrote and asked to sit down and work it out. And I got this yesterday. But I mean, you know, have written notice for everything else, and if you don't have written notice and permission, you can't get in. Look at the difference in the access. And I mean, that's why the road license thing is not, it significantly damages the value of our property, because we can never get rid of it to anybody but the Barbies. And I think that's un-American. I think we've been good neighbors. I've known the Barbies forever, and their daddy, I mean, I've known them all. And I don't think that what we're asking for, to grant the right-of-way easement to stop this and close the road, that's fine. But if you don't close the road, I'm going to have to object to closing the road, because it only creates me a larger problem to getting into using the very same property that I've been paying taxes on, our family's been paying taxes on. The land that we acquired from the Salese across the road, I mean, it's just trying to be good neighbors. And I think our families have demonstrated the fact that we've been good neighbors. And so I would ask that if you close the road, I would ask that you put the version 2, it says version 2, grant of the right-of-way agreement. You make that as a condition of the closing of the road. And if not, I would ask that you leave it open, because that at least it continues to grant us access to property that we have, that belongs to us.
Could I get a point of clarification? Everything you've just said, Tim, I think is your objection to
the next
vacation request number 8, not number 7.
I don't know. I haven't seen your vacation request letter.
Okay. Number 7 is Woodbine. You don't object to the closing of Woodbine, because leaving it open would only get you to the north end of Oasis, which has already been closed to the south.
Well, you closed it.
We closed it from Woodbine to East Grand Plains.
Well, whichever way it is, but we have to get to that corner to get in. I don't know which one road is Woodbine and which one.
But you go out on East Grand Plains Road.
That's correct.
To go in that way. So
So the other, I thought you already closed the other one.
No, this is, number 7 is closing Woodbine from the east side of the
Okay.
canal to Oasis.
Okay, well then, so you want me to stand up and say all this again?
No. So let the record reflect
Okay,
that
then
those
I'm on
comments
item 8.
are in opposition to application number 8. And Mr. Chairman, would you go back to 7 to see if there is any opposition? Because I don't
All
think
right,
there
so now
is.
we will. I was really getting on a roll.
I know. It's fun to watch.
Okay.
So we're gonna retract just a little bit, and so is there any opposition to number 7, which is the vacation of 7,602 feet of Woodbine Way, C1-251. So is there any opposition to that closure, that vacation of that road? Anybody in the audience who is in opposition to closure of that road? Anybody out on Facebook that is in opposition to that closure?
Not at this time. We did have a 4 if there is a delay for Buena Vista.
Okay.
There was what, Elise? I'm sorry?
We had a 4. They're in favor of the Buena Vista application.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem. Okay.
And that was by Lori Root, just so the record is.
From who?
Lori Root,
Oh,
R-U-F-E.
okay. All right, thank you. All right, no further, we're going to close the opposition to application number 7, which is Woodbine Way. Commissioners, do you have any comments or discussion on that? Nope. All right, now we're going to get to number 8. And so, number 8 is East Grand Plains Road. Adelante Farms is requesting the vacation of approximately 1,710 feet of East Grand Plains Road, C1-174, from the east side of Hagerman Canal to the end of Oasis Road. Freeholders agree that this road meets the requirements to be considered for vacation. So we're going to start this process again. Anybody in the audience that is in favor of vacation of this road, please come up and state your name and address for the record.
Morning, Commissioners. My name's Ken Barbie. As I said, I'm a partner in Adelante Farms. I was going to speak to this before Mr. Jennings, but since he already spoke to it, Mr. Jennings called my son a couple days ago and expressed some concern about the closure of East Grand Plains Road, and asked that maybe we could put something in writing that would address his concerns on easement, which I did yesterday, and I sent him an email to that effect with the agreement that he was speaking to. I'd like to show you, it just boils down to real simple, that I don't think we're changing Mr. Jennings' rights at all, other than just a point of access onto our property. May I come up there and just show you this real fast?
You may.
Sure. Since you're the chair, I'll start with you.
Oh, thank you.
So right now, currently, the way this works, this is where Mr. Jennings accesses our property to reach his, right here at the corner of Oasis Road and East Grand Plains Road. And so it's there and here, and then this is his property down here. We've always granted him verbal rights to that. They've been great neighbors and got along great. All we're asking to do is to remove now, we want to close this, we own both sides here, and this is the canal, so we're just moving, closing this public road right here. And so his point of access will move from here to here. He'll still have the same rights he's always had, and I did, like I said, I reduced to writing our agreement. He's concerned that we put some restrictions in there, but they're very simple ones that talk about speed limits. If we're working cattle out there, we don't want them out there doing, shooting guns, dogs on property, things like that. And it does address who the parties are that can be out there, and if they have any other guests out there, they have to be, accompanied by somebody. It's a typical surface use agreement, pretty much. that we deal with all the time.
Okay.
And we're willing to continue on with a verbal if he wants, or we're willing to do something in writing as well. We want to get neighbors.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to make a copy for us to disperse amongst the commissioners when we do our road viewing. Thank you. Anybody else in the audience that's in favor of that vacation? Two more hands up. Elise, anybody out there on Facebook? Going once, going twice. All right. So Senator Jennings, if you just want to stand up and make your
Mr. Chairman, we had been in contact, there was, I'd have to see, I don't know what he presented up there, but, we just want to have things the same way they are now. I understand about where he is about his problems with access through that. We would like to continue the same way in and same regress that we've had for years. And I mean, and that's where we are. We talked to them, the Barbies, we'd sent them a letter before, or a memo, or emailed them or whatever. My brother's done that before about when they, on all this road closure stuff that we wanted to get together and talk about it and see about working something out. And that didn't happen until the other day. And when I talked to Mr. Chad Barbie, he said, well, the only thing, if I write you a road agreement, you're not going to like it. And so then I did ask him to sign it, send it, and they sent it to me yesterday. And then I had my lawyer do this other, the grant for the right-of-way easement. But we're just trying to be good neighbors, and we're not trying to cause a problem. But we understand that they have an issue with that. But we would like access to use our property, and I don't know that since on the land, the property, the easement, and the way it's been existing since the 1940s, we've never had to get written permission from anyone about how we could use our own property. And when we look about easement to property, for all these years we've paid taxes on the value of being able to use our own property, even if it's for recreation, even to drill the well or whatever else. We have fenced our property in. We have been good neighbors, but we have to have access to our property. And I think that's where we are. I don't believe if they're going to deny us that access, I'm not sure that they've ever given us official notice that I think they should have to do about access to our property. I don't know how else we can get in there. There was one memo where they came along in the fence that we paid for and put up all on our own. We did have some issues about, they came in and they took some of it out and they improved some of it, but we were not consulted on that. We have had some fires and stuff that have gone through the area, and but some of that they couldn't have probably got in there if it hadn't been for the roads that we put in the 80s with the oil and gas deal. Because we didn't take any money from the oil and gas, we only put money back in our property. And that's all. We just want access to use our property and not diminish the value of our property by saying, if you have a license agreement, we can never sell that property to anybody but the people that are around it because you can't get to it. And I mean, we've never had a problem until all this came up. And that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else who's in opposition of application number 8 for vacation of East Grand Plains Road? Anybody else? Anybody out there on Facebook? No. Commissioners, any comments? Commissioner Zell?
We just got these 2 proposed documents just minutes before the meeting started, so I haven't had a chance to really look at them, but the right-of-way prepared by the Jennings side says that the Jennings property is in the southwest northeast of 25, while the Barbie document says it's the southeast northwest, which is it? You might want to check. And I'll turn to Stan. Whichever one's right, yeah. Stan, correct me if I'm not correct, if I'm incorrect. I'm not sure that this body has the authority to impose one of these two documents. I know this body does not have the jurisdiction to declare either an easement by prescription or an easement of necessity. That's for a district court, not us.
Yes.
And I would also point out that no decision is being made today.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner, I think you're 100% right. Okay. The other issue I think you need to remember is if you vote next month to close the road, it's closed. I mean, it's vacated. You've given up your interest. So if nothing's worked out between the parties at that point, your interest is gone. It's away from us, and now will probably be in district court. So.
Okay, thank you, Stan.
Thanks.
Anybody speaking for Adelante Farms, if we close Woodbine on the east side of the canal, do you intend to gate it?
Depends on how bad the trespassers continue.
Okay. Same question on East Grand Plains.
Correct. If we can get away with it with, say, overhanging signs, that's all we do. But if we continue with the traffic, it's not supposed to be out there.
And I'll say, Mr. Jennings already has to go through lock gates that we have to access the property. And then if we did put a gate up there, we would give them access from that point as well.
Either with their own keys or their ability to put their own lock on.
If we've been doing a combination and giving them a combination.
Okay. My only other question then is probably to Joe. Would the county be required to maintain the bridges on the canal?
Mr. Chairman.
Both of these closures are for the east side of the canal, right? So that would leave the bridge on a public road, okay.
Mr. Ezell, Mr. Chairman, we talked about this, and the road and the bridge by statute is a part of the road. We do not want to maintain a bridge if it only goes to a vacated road. And so we chose to say that it should be on the west side. That should be how it reads, but it should be the west side of the canal is where it should be vacated on both of these. It should be the west side, so the bridge would be the responsibility of whoever the road ownership goes to if it's vacated.
And is that okay with the proponents of the closure of Woodbine?
That's the best answer I can give.
Well done, Joe.
Good answer.
I have nothing further.
Mr. Ezell, it's also okay with the closure of East Grand Plains as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing out that typo on the application.
Commissioners, any other comments, questions? For both parties, this will be a decision that we'll be looking at after we go view the roads and make some type of decision next month. I hope that between now and then, the parties can come to a good, sound agreement to make our job easier on making a decision on whether or not to vacate that road. So really appreciate all the conversation and discussion. I know there's a lot of great neighborly activity that goes on between the Barbie family and the Jennings family, and that's what this community is all about. So hopefully a good sound agreement can come to fruition on this, and that we can make a good decision as county commissioners. So thank you guys for being here and stating your cases on this. Okay. Application number 9, which is Foxglove Road. Roy Shaw is requesting the vacation of Foxglove Road. This road only provides access to properties owned by the Shaw family. Freeholders agree that this road meets the requirements to be considered for vacation. Is there anybody in the audience that is in favor of the closure vacation of Foxglove Road? Anybody in the audience who is in favor of closure of this road? Anybody in favor? Anybody on Facebook in favor?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody who is opposed to the vacation of Foxglove Road? Anybody who is opposed to the closure of Foxglove Road? Anybody out there on Facebook?
No, sir.
Going once. Going once, twice. I'm trying to give somebody time to type on Facebook if they're... Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to application 10, which is the East Mescalero Road. We saw this a few years ago. Tom Conley and Trey Nesselrod are requesting the vacation of the non-maintained portion of East Berindo Road, C1-140, from the end of pavement east to the railroad, approximately 1,350 feet. Freeholders agree that this road meets the requirements to be considered for vacation. Anybody in the audience who is in favor of vacating this portion of East Mescalero Road? Anybody in favor? Anybody in favor? Mr. Conley or Mr. Nesselrod on Facebook to show their favor for this? Nope. All right. Anybody who is opposed to the closure of East Mescalero on this portion? Anybody who is opposed to this? Anybody opposed? Going once, going twice. Nobody madly typing out there in Facebook land. Okay. Let's move on to application 11, which is Wiggins Lane. Jane Wiggins is requesting the vacation of Wiggins Lane, C3-010. Property at the south end of Wiggins Lane will be accessible from Navajo Road. Freeholders agree that this road meets the requirements to be considered for vacation. Anybody in the audience who is in favor of vacating this portion of Wiggins Lane? Anybody in favor of vacating this section of Wiggins Lane? Anybody out on Facebook that's in favor of it?
No, sir.
Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed to the closure of this portion of Wiggins Lane? Anybody in the audience in opposition to this closure? Anybody in opposition? Anybody out on Facebook?
No, sir.
Once, twice. Okay, let's move on to application 12, which is Mark Road. Chaves County Road Department is requesting the vacation of approximately 1,312 feet of Mark Road, C1-143, from the intersection with Sunflower Road to the intersection of Honeysuckle Road. This section of road is not needed for access to properties in the area. Freeholders agree that this road meets the requirements to be considered for vacation. Anybody in favor? Anybody here in the room in favor? Go ahead and raise your hand, Joe, because you put in for this, right? Okay. Anybody else that's in favor for closure of this road? This portion of Mark Road? Anybody out there in Facebook land? This is. Aren't you living on Mark Road back there, Miss Rita?
Yes, I am, but I don't go on
on these roads.
Okay, all right, thank you.
No, I thought Joe was trying to keep her at home.
I know where Joe lives.
I was just wondering if it's narrow and striped. No.
It is not.
Okay.
Okay, nobody else out there in favor? Anybody opposed to the closure, vacating of this portion of Mark Road? Anybody in opposition to the closure of this portion of Mark Road? Going once? Going twice? Anybody out there on Facebook?
No, sir.
All right, we are skipping 13 and,
That's correct. It did not meet the requirements according to the freeholders.
okay. 14, Honeysuckle Road, Chaves County Road Department is requesting the vacation of approximately 900 feet of Honeysuckle Road, C1-142, from the end of the chip sealed road west through private property as a driveway. Freeholders agree this road meets the requirements to be considered for vacation. Anybody out there who's in favor of vacating this section of Honeysuckle Road? Thank you. Anybody else that's in favor of closure of this section of Honeysuckle Road? Going once, going twice. Anybody out there on Facebook?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody who is in opposition of this closure of this section of Honeysuckle Road? Anybody out there in opposition to the closure of this section of Honeysuckle Road? Going once. Nobody in Facebook land. Going twice. Joe, here's your chance to reverse your thoughts.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right. And
That's the end of the public hearing portion, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. I would like to request that you guys pick a date to go view the roads. Anytime from after April 20th would work. I suggest April 20th through the 24th, which would be Tuesday through Friday of next week.
Commissioners, any thoughts on those dates? 20th work for everybody?
What day of the week?
That's a Tuesday.
That's Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
And we'll leave here at 8 a.m. And before you leave today, I'll try to get a burrito order from you, especially for Commissioner Ezell, because,
If we get that in text, it will be better.
okay.
Just burritos and more.
Thank you.
So, everybody good with the 20th? And I think one of the things that we'll plan on doing after we do our road viewing is we'll do our annual run-by to the correctional facility and take a look at the great work that Daniel's doing out there now that he's in charge. And not that great work wasn't being done before, but you're doing a great job now that you're in charge out there, Daniel. So can we come on Tuesday? All right. We'll bring the sheriff with us. Okay, that works for everybody, 8 o'clock
Thank you.
on Tuesday morning next week. All right. Let's kind of adjust where we're at here. And we're going to go to some agreements and resolutions. We've got 2 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. Oh.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. This morning, we're asking for ratification of approval of agreements A 21003, A 21004, 21005, 21006, and 21007. These are use agreements for funding that the Chaves County Joyce Centers received in 2020, and the bonds were just sold. This is a requirement of the bond questionnaire process. We had 5 days from the date that we completed the bond questionnaires to get these agreements issued. So this is why we're asking for the ratification.
Commissioners, any questions, sir? Ms. George?
Since it's not our money, I move approval of agreements A 2021-003 through 007.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve agenda item 2A, B, C, D, E, and this is the ratification of agreements A-21-03 through A-21-007. These are all dealing with expenditures at the Roswell Joy Center to allow the distribution of funding for the various items. Bill, Stan, do I need to name all those off?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Any further questions or discussion on spending the state's money? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, George. Agenda item 3. Got Miss Lucia.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Agenda item number 3 is Resolution R-21-016, which is a deletion of property and proposed disposition. Your approval of this resolution will allow staff to remove the attached inventory. Exhibit A has all the assets listed. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions or discussion, or excuse me, any questions for Lucia?
We have anything good on there this time?
Yeah, some light green plaid chairs, man. That goes with anybody's decor. There you go.
It just takes so long
There
to
is.
get down to the exhibit. Oh, and it's readable.
Get online. And
Well done.
much better.
All right. Got all sorts of cool stuff.
Commissioners, what's your,
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval of Resolution R-21-016, deletion of property and proposed disposition.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bilberry, a second by Commissioner Dana, on agenda item 3, which is resolution R-21-016, which is the deletion of property and proposed disposition. Any further questions or discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, just for my own edification,
Commissioner Zell.
does each one of these light green plaid with metal frame chairs have its own property number?
Mr. Chairman and Commissioner, what we're doing right now is we're trying to clean up the inventory. Back in the day, they were tagging every single chair and furniture, cubicle, everything that you can
So
imagine.
you
Tool,
couldn't
stapler.
have, you couldn't have even said 20 light green plaid?
No.
Okay.
No, each one of them has its own tag. So according to our current policy, we're only tagging items that are electronical, like computers. Furniture is not part of the fixed assets anymore. So that's what we're doing, is basically removing all these ones off to delete them off because they do have their own individual tag.
That'll save us lots of
Yes.
little sticky
Treats.
tags. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 4 is a resolution R-21-017 to rename and upgrade the assistant planner position, which is in the Planning and Zoning Department, and renaming the building official position. This resolution, if approved, would upgrade the assistant planner position to a building inspector code enforcement officer and upgrade it from level K on chart C to level EXA on the executive chart H. The building official position will be renamed building inspector code enforcement officer and will remain at its current level on the chart. As a result, the Planning and Zoning Department will have 2 employees who can serve as building inspector code enforcement officials. Staff recommends approval of this resolution R-21-017. And I'd like to add, I've talked to a couple of you guys, the necessity for this is that I am the backup building inspector. I have the credentials for their department, which I'll continue to have, but when Brian is off, I have to perform the building inspections, and I'm kind of been a little bit busier lately, so I'd like to ask that you approve this position change.
Commissioners, any questions for Bill? Bill, nobody wants to make a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move the approval of Resolution R-21-017, renaming and upgrading the assistant planner position and renaming the building official position.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Taylor to approve Agenda Item 4, Resolution R-21-017, renaming and upgrading the assistant planner position and renaming the building official position. Any further questions or discussions for Bill? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I regret to inform you I am not Sandra Rodriguez, but I'm going to present this on her behalf. She couldn't be here this morning. She usually does a much better job than I do. Chaves County received bids for inmate supplies on ITB 21-1. Staff has compared and evaluated these bids on all items and recommends that the award be made to CharmTex, ICS Jail Supplies Incorporated, and Victory Supply Incorporated. Award of this bid will serve as a price agreement for all orders placed on an initial one-year period with the option to renew for up to 3 additional one-year terms. And she has given you some information to look at to see how their prices stacked up. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions for Sandra/Bill Williams?
How many bids did we receive?
It appears that we received 6. And part of the companies don't have all the items we need, and I believe that's why she divided it up the way that she did. Each of the 3 companies she selected have each of the items. Of course, there's quite a variety of price differences, so she suggested all 3 be accepted, but we're going to continue to look for the lowest price when we actually purchase.
And Daniel, you're good with this provider?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We asked about the quality and it's salsa.
I have nothing further.
Any other questions, Commissioners? Anybody want to make a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the bids, the award ITB-21-1 inmate supplies,
Second.
CharmTech, ICS Jail Supplies, Inc., and Victory Supply, Inc.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Zell to approve and award, approve the ITB-21-1 inmate supplies to CharmTex, ICS Jail Supplies Incorporated, and Victory Supply Incorporated. Any other questions or discussions on this? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Real quick question while I see what Deputy McLean or Correctional Facility McLean, how is he? Can you give us an update on him?
He's doing really good.
Okay, that's a blessing.
I want to come back to work
That's, well, we appreciate you guys out there. Know that we're thinking about him. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, agenda item number 6. Having received the Chaves County Assessor's resignation on March the 23rd of 2021, and as required per 10-3-3 NMSA 1978, it is incumbent upon the Chaves County Board of Commissioners to appoint a replacement for the elected official to complete the term, which will expire December 31st, 2022. And Mr. Chairman, the current assessor has recommended Sandra Stewart for the position. Ms. Stewart is currently serving as the Chief Deputy Assessor, and she's here today if you'd like to speak with her. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Commissioners, any questions for Bill, or since we have Ms. Stewart in the audience, any questions for for Ms. Stewart. Are you ready for this? Good, good. Do you have any comments that you'd like to make to us before we?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I have a long history with Chaves County. I'm a loyal soldier for you. I have had great respect for Ron Lethgo and Mark Willard my entire career. They approached me about coming back and coming to work for them a year ago as a chief appraiser. Since then, I've been chief appraiser. Now I'm chief deputy assessor. I have a steep learning curve ahead of me and really big shoes to fill should you choose me. And I want you to know that I know that. But I will do my very best to maintain the excellent reputation that they have had throughout the state and country. And it would certainly be my intention to run for the office in the next election.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Somewhere along the line, that fire hose is going to get turned down a little bit for you, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Commissioners, any other questions or discussion?
I appreciate you saying that you wouldn't mind running for election. We didn't scare you. So
No, I don't
most of the
scare
time, this is
easily.
when the candidate turns and runs because we say election, and I really appreciate that. And you'll have tremendous support. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You are taking on a task, and we really appreciate this.
Thank you.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the appointment of Chaves County Assessor, recommended Sandra Stewart to this position.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Taylor to approve the appointment of our new Chaves County Assessor, Ms. Sandra Stewart.
Mr. Chairman, just a clarification, can you put a date on the date that she would actually begin?
Mark, when is your last day?
April,
So,
pardon, April 30th?
30th is his last
Okay,
day.
April, as of May 1st?
May
Would that
1st.
be May 1st?
Okay, thank
As of May 1st, 2021.
okay. So the appointment of Ms. Sandra Stewart as the new Chaves County Assessor on the date May 1st, 2021. Any further questions, discussion, input? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Congratulations, Ms. Stewart. Thank you for your service to Chaves County. Okay, agenda item number 7.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, 3 members of the Joy Center Board of Directors are appointed by the Chaves County Commission. Presently, those members are Mr. Harold Hobson, Mr. Robert McCray, and an empty position that was held by Mr. Dale Miller, who recently passed away. Monica Duran, Executive Director of Chaves County Joy Centers Incorporated, has requested that the vacant position be replaced. Ms. Phyllis Fix and Ms. Rita Kane Dorhofer are 2 individuals who have expressed interest in filling the vacant position. Staff recommends that the Commission appoint either one of these individuals or another one of their choosing. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Commissioners, any questions for Bill? Anybody want to make a motion to nominate someone to this position?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to recommend Ms. Rita Kane Dorhofer for this position that is, has been vacated. Ms. Dorhofer is expressed her interest in it. And also, I know on other boards and commissions she shows up, and I appreciate that because I've The one thing I said to Miss Rita when she was on my board with Red Cross, if this is a resume tick, I want you out the door. To Miss Rita, it's never a resume tick, it is a commitment. And I have shown up to so many boards and commissions where we didn't even have a quorum, we couldn't even have the meeting, and it's been an ongoing month-to-month thing. So I know she's committed, and I appreciate this. So I would like to recommend Miss Rita Kane Dorhofer to take this position, please.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Bilberry to appoint Miss Rita Kane Dorhofer to the Joyce Center Board of Directors. Any further questions or discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Congratulations, Ms. Dorhofer. You've taken on another job that's voluntary. Okay, agenda item 8, Lewis.
Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 8, appointment to the Chaves County Planning and Zoning Commission. The Planning and Zoning Department wishes to appoint one county resident to serve on the Chaves County Planning and Zoning Commission. On July 14th, 2020, Ms. Robbie White resigned from the P&Z Commission. The P&Z Commission consists of five members and is a recommendation board dealing in planning and zoning cases within the unincorporated area of Chaves County and outside the Roswell-Chaves County ETZ area. Current members are Harold Hobson, Andy Morley, Melody Salas, and Dale Rogers. 2 people have expressed interest in the vacancy, Mark Lewis and Valley West.
Commissioners, any questions, discussion for Lewis or on this vacated position?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Bilberry.
I recommend Mark Lewis to fill this position. He's a business owner here, and he does live outside the city limits, and he's a lifelong resident of Chaves County.
And I second the motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Ezell to approve Mark Lewis to fill this vacancy on the Planning and Zoning Commission. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Congratulations to Mr. Mark Lewis. I don't know if I saw him here earlier or not, but congratulations to him. Bill Williams.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, the final agenda item for today is a request for out-of-state travel. Berrendo Volunteer Fire Department is requesting approval for out-of-state travel for 2 of their firefighters to travel to DuPont Fire Department in DuPont, Washington, and pick up a mobile air trailer and a light unit that will be used for refilling SCBA tanks used by their volunteer fire department and other volunteer fire departments. Berrendo has budgeted for food and travel expenses. They have adequate funds to pay all the expenses that will be incurred. The 2 travelers will be Chief Jim Higgins and member Buddy Nutt. They will travel to Berrendo Volunteer in a Berrendo Volunteer Fire Department command vehicle. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions, discussion?
I move approval of Berrendo's request for out-of-state travel.
Question.
Second.
God bless you.
Dick, was that you? Second?
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Taylor to approve agenda item 9, which is a request for out-of-state travel for the Berrendo Volunteer Fire Department. You sure he wants to take Buddy Nutt with him?
I asked twice, and he said yes.
Any further questions or discussions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. All right, who's spending money today? Come on.
Woo-hoo.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Taylor.
I move approval of checks in the amount of $2,761,015.70.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Commissioner Taylor and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve checks in the amount of $2,761,015 with a little bit of change at 70 cents. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Commissioners, approval of reports.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval of reports.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Taylor to approve the reports. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same motion. Passes unanimously. We've come to our...
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
In the approval of reports, we want to ask that you also approve Daniel's report from the detention that has to do with House Bill 34 on the detention of inmates in confined. Yeah, it has to show in the minutes that you approved his report. Can you clarify that, Stan, how we need to do that?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, a couple of years ago, the House had this bill, I think
It's 34.
is it 34?
Yeah.
It requires you to quarterly review the confinement, basically solitary confinement, although we don't call it that, restricted confinement of those individuals who were out at the jail for the last 3 months who were confined, and I believe you didn't have anybody. So we just want to make that part of the record, so if anybody comes in and says you didn't know about it, you obviously did, and he hasn't had anybody restrictedly confined over the last 3 months.
Mr. Chairman, I move that in addition to the reports previously approved, that we approve the report from the director of the Chaves County Detention Center that there were no prisoners in solitary for the first quarter of 2021. That do it?
Do we have a second?
Yeah, restricted housing.
Restricted.
Exactly.
Restricted
housing rather than solitary.
As the instructor, we were told it was restrictive housing.
That's right, that's right.
We learned that. I have the certificate.
Do we have a second on that?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Well, motion
Whoever.
by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Dana to add the report from the director, Mr. Daniel, is it Solis?
Ornelas.
Arnellis, I apologize. I don't know where I'm getting lost with names. Anyway, so Daniel's report from the correctional facility that for the first quarter of 2021 that there were no restricted
Restrictive housing.
in-house of the Chaves County Correctional Facility. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. And
Mr.
that
Chairman
report's
and Attorney Riggs, should we do this on a resolution next time, or what?
Sure, you don't have to, you just need to show that you've approved it.
Okay, we'll be sure and call it out more carefully next time.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Unscheduled communications limited to 3 minutes per visitor and shall not exceed a total of 15 minutes. No formal action will be taken by the commission.
Go ahead, Rita.
Go. Well, we'll let.
What we waiting
Let them arm wrestle or something to sort
Yeah.
it out.
If you would, state your name and address for the record.
Neil Bindman, 3751 East Crossroads. Many of you will know why I'm here. For the past 6 years, I've been trying to have a trucking company close that's operating illegally out of their private residence. Not only has the commissioners many times told them to stop, and they've simply refused, point blank. And in fact, the trucking company is expanding. And I just wondered, am I ever going to see any action from the commission to enforce your own ordinances? I think 6 years is a little bit excessive time to have to wait for something to be done. There's nothing else I can do. Just wondering. Mr. Aramillo, I've tried to communicate, but he won't answer my emails. I think he's just fed up with me. That's understandable. Excuse me.
Thank you for that information.
So are you going to act on it? Or am I going to have to keep waiting and waiting and waiting and listening to these trucks waking me up every morning at about 6 a.m.?
No, we appreciate you informing of this.
Appreciating doesn't help me get any sleep in the mornings. And it's actually a very simple question. Are you going to enforce your own ordinances or not? Thank you very much for the, the implied answer.
Thank you.
Mr. Benjamin, I will tell you that we do not have enforcement authority. That is something that would have to be turned over to the district attorney.
To the contrary, I've checked, let's come back. To the contrary, I've checked state law, I've checked our local ordinances, and you, yourself, the district attorney, the enforcement officer, Mr. Aramillo, and in fact Mike there, are obligated to enforce these laws. You have no discretion in the matter.
And if we are at that point, I agree.
Thank you.
But
well, we have been at that point for 6 years now.
But we do not have the authority to go arrest somebody.
No.
We have to turn it over to the DA.
And I've tried to contact the DA. I sent a registered letter. I got the little green thing back about a year ago. No contact. So as I said at the last meeting, as you've said, by inference you're not going to do anything, I'm going to have to get a writ of mandamus. And the Supreme Court will compel you to act. I don't want to do that. I mean, that's ridiculous. Thank you very much for your time.
Come on down, Miss Rita.
Good morning. Yeah. Rita Kane Dorhofer, very narrow, unstriped Mark Road. Thank you so much for having the confidence in me. And I'm no stranger to the Joy Club, to the Joy facility. For Mayor's Day, for the last 5 years, I have been designated to go down to the Joy Centers in the Valley. I love the one in Midway, especially when we were doing Cumberland Park, because they let me in there, not only to eat, but use the bathroom. And we just finished shots there at the RSVP, of which I am president of. We did 2 rounds of shots at the Joy Center. But that's not why I'm up here. I really want to thank the people that have put forth the effort to work with me, not for a minute or 10 minutes. We're talking hours. One of them is George. George, you still here? George Hunt came in on her day off to help me spend $4,988 and some change. Thank you for letting her do that. And Commissioner Dara, she spent an hour and a half with me at the greenery. Also, we have Shelley, who works for facility maintenance, and we have Daniel. He was just a couple of days on the job, and he had to walk with me and talk with me and do everything that I asked him to do, and he is still here today. Keep Chaves County Beautiful has spent most of the money from this year, from 2021 grant. We are in the process, in fact, Sean Davis is not here because he is sending the grant in. We spent 8 hours on that grant, and we have new and great things that are going to happen. We spent most of our money on this grant on the walkway for Chaves County. We have bought trees, we have bought shrubs, we have bought flowers. We are getting ready to plant on May 1st all the pots that are on the courthouse lawn and the pots that are up and down Main Street. On May 8th, you heard Tim Fuller say that they are now partnering with us. We are supplying trash bags, masks, gloves, whatever Character Counts needs, we will be there. That's the update on what Keep Chaves County Beautiful has done. Anybody have any questions? We have youth, well, I didn't even give you a chance, but anyway, we have youth employment.
You only have 3 minutes.
Well, I'm trying to hurry. Listen real quickly. I have talked with Commissioner Taylor. He is going to get with Bobby Arnett, and we are going to have the Boy Scouts clean up the walkway, all the entire walkway. And I have chatted with Tim Fuller. He was having some problems with the Roswell Independent School District. I told him who to go to, and if he has problems, he should contact me, and I will go and chat with them. Any other questions?
Rita,
No?
how many skunks did you kill this month?
There is one skunk that comes around, eats the food, doesn't matter what time. I have not gotten a skunk.
I've got 2.
Oh, well, maybe I should come out to you're right after Commissioner Dara is where I'm going to her house. I have not gotten any. And do you want me to bring cookies, fudge, pecan brittle, and bread next Tuesday at 7:30? Is that a yes?
Yes.
That's a yes. Okay, I will be here at 7:30. Who are going to be in charge of the vans? Dara gets one, and Jeff? Elise will be in charge of the other. Okay, I will bring enough stuff for all of you. And if you need to use any of facilities, or you just want to see exactly where I live, you know where I live.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Narrow, unstriped Mark Road. That's the one. Okay.
Actually, 28 Mark Road.
All right, Larry. Larry, I wanted to say it's good to see you back at our meetings, and it's been a year, so if you have any words of wisdom, please state your name and address for the record.
Larry Conley, 2815 in Canton. For 337 days, my wife kept me locked up in the house. With the exception, she allowed me 10 minutes to go to Target and drop off the recycling in those green bins. Now I can't do that, but I've signed up for but you read, I only have an iPad. In reading the commissioners, your many, many pages on the iPad. That's okay. But I'm going to tell you, if I missed a lot of doctor's appointments. The last one I have scheduled for is to have cataract surgery next week. But if I had been smart, I would have done cataracts at the very beginning. So I could have read this. 2021 Chaves County Annual Road Hearing. I might have read item number 8, and I would have delayed my return to the Commissioners meeting. Thank you. And thank you for a good job, Commissioner Taylor.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Do we have anybody else in the audience who would like to speak in these open communications? Anybody online?
Not at this time.
Going once, going twice. 3 times. Okay, just real quick, did any of our department heads, I know we get your reports and everything, but is there anything a little added that anybody has to say today? Somehow I knew you would be coming up.
Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. Our new aerial photos have arrived, and we're beginning to implement those into our GIS. We are able to see those through Connect Explorer, another program that we use. And with that, we've been able to begin enforcement of living in travel trailers trespassers, even more so than 6143 North Atkinson. I want to definitely thank Mike Harrington, Sheriff Mike Harrington, and all his deputies. I mean, they have been there for me for every call out. And trust me, I don't wander out there without their call out. So they've been a big help. We are trying to clean it up. I want to work with Rita on clean up Chaves County and try to encourage those to continue to clean up their area. Don't leave abandoned cars in the right of way for us to pick up or for us to deal with. So that's our hope. But everything is going good. We did get those transients out of 6143 Atkinson. We are going to have that cleaned up by the end of the month. Thanks to the mortgage company, which we did locate, and they did want to do it. And they do want to keep it. Transients did move over to 6129 and burned down 2 residents, but they were family, so we're working on that too. We found them. We know where they're at, so we're working on it as best we can.
Thanks, Louis. Bill Williams.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce Mac Rogers. He's in the audience. He's was our successful candidate for Public Services Director, and we welcome him and look forward. May the 3rd can't get here quick enough. He's got a long list of things to do, and I know he's going to be good. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to publicly thank our legislators in this this year. I'll just leave it at that. They were able to get a little bit of capital outlay for Chaves County, and it's always appreciated. They do a great job. They fight really hard for us, and we did get some additional funding for some projects. One of those projects was for Phase 2 of our trail, which Rita mentioned. We're working really well with Keep Chaves County Beautiful, trying to get the landscaping, the irrigation, whatever we need to keep that trail looking nice. And we thank them for that. Also want to thank you guys for going through the road hearings and look forward to traveling next week to each of the sites to look at those roads and discuss them in person. I want to thank all of our Chaves County departments. The road department, they're starting their chip seal season. Facility maintenance is constantly working. Some of them are even working with Rita. But especially want to do a shout out to the Sheriff's Department and then the detention facility. Those guys out at detention, they constantly are faced with difficult decisions. They have to treat people fairly and honestly, but get their jobs done. And they just really do a great job. They're very well trained. They know how to take care of themselves. They know how to take care of the inmates, and I just really appreciate that. And that's all I have, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Commissioner Taylor.
We actually got a few sprinkles out there today. It would be great if we could really get some rain, especially with the drought we've had. Let's hope we get more rain coming. But all I got to say is normally today you have to file your taxes. You do have a 1-month extension to May 17th. But if you have an estimate due, you need to make it today for the first quarter. That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Taylor, and thanks for giving everybody a heads up on paying that quarterly estimate. Commissioner D.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to say thank you very much to our department heads. I appreciate it. Thank you to the detention center. You took on that job, and boy, we're throwing you in it too, aren't we? And thank you, Bill, for keeping us up to date on everything. We appreciate that. Communication is the key, and I think if we have a lot of communication among ourselves, then we'll kind of work together to solve these problems and stuff. And thank you again to our legislators. Boy, another session down the tubes. And you did, there's been a lot of talk of vetoes. Do we know what we actually did receive?
Yes, we received our funding for Area D, for the trail, and the third one was the windows at the courthouse. Thank you very much, Lisa.
Windows.
Okay. I was kind of curious because a lot of the talk has been of what she vetoed. And so I was curious as to how we turned out. So good deal. And we'll see how the weather is on Tuesday. I wouldn't mind it if it was raining because we need it so badly. So, and I will be in charge of the goodies again, and I will allot them out very carefully. Yes.
As long as I'm included.
Okay. Yes. I'll let you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Zell.
I'd just like to thank everybody for their hard work. As always, I'd like to welcome Sandra Stewart, our new assessor, and I would like to welcome Mac as our new public service director. Looking forward to working with you. And just thank all the department heads for all the work they do, and let it keep raining.
Amen. Thank you, Commissioner Zell. Commissioner Bill Berry.
I just want to reflect the previous comments and thank you guys for all your hard work and everybody stepping up to the plate. Takes all of us. And keep praying for rain. Thank you.
Need all we can get. Thanks, Commissioner Bill Berry. Try and be short. We don't get things accomplished here in Chaves County on our own. It's a family affair, and it's good to have Mac Rogers on board with us now. And Sandra Stewart, she's got her job cut out for her, but I think she's one that can get that done. And thank you to Annabelle and Joe and Mike and Louis and George and everybody that works so hard to keep us going in the right direction. And like I said, it is a family affair, and everybody works so well together. Miss Rita, thank you for all you do for the community. How about those Cubs? My Astros kind of started off kind of hot, and then all of a sudden they've just gone.
We start out like a racehorse and end up like a jackass.
So Larry, it's good to have you back. Mike, what time is the meeting this afternoon? 1:30. I was just trying to wake you up on that one. So I know you have a lot of meetings, but that one's important to all of us. Elise, Fredo, Cindy, everybody here. It's like I said, it's a family event here. Bill, thank you, doing a great job. Stan, thanks for showing up and kind of keeping us on the straight and narrow. Got a lot of things ahead of us. Lord, we need the rain. We'll take every bit of it we can get. Gosh, it's going to be fun. I missed the road viewings last year, so I look forward to my burrito. I'll put that order in pretty quick. And Rita, all the stuff you make is so amazing, but not sure that I can eat a whole lot of it. It's just not good for my diet.
Okay, but we will just not give you any.
Just bring me some beef jerky or beef sticks or something. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Some Jewish beef sticks.
No, that's okay. I'm kidding.
They're really good.
Anyway, with that, God bless America. God bless this county, and God bless all of you. Be safe out there. Mike, you guys out at the correctional facility, be safe. Be safe. With that, we are going to adjourn so we can go sign documents.
And get a photograph.
Ooh, what's that?
And get a photograph.
Oh, yes. Don't run off, commissioners. We're doing photographs. Anyway, thank you all for being here today.